That's a shame. I don't think you'll be able to see my t-shirt. It's Pennywise. Hi guys. So, hi honey. Hey cutie pie. I've been helping my mum move house and Casper is very needy today. So if you see hair flying, it's probably because I've given him attention in between. But today's video, as it's October, we have to do TCAP. So if you don't know what TCAP is, it's To Catch a Predator. It's a very old series with Chris Hansen.
This next man also has a criminal record, an extensive one.
He was on active parole and he was a registered sex offender.
Okay, already? Did anyone else clock that he seemed to clock the camera and be using his hat to cover his face? I mean like a security camera. The fact that he saw a security camera and thought, oh, I better cover my face, means he knows he's doing something wrong.
He was on active parole and he was a registered sex offender.
So he's already a registered sex offender. No wonder he's covering his face.
Describes the criminal past of our latest arrival. He's 48-year-old Jean-Pierre Michael Weary.
He has a conviction for an assault with a deadly weapon.
Wow. Okay, let's have a look at Jean-Pierre Michael Weary. Born in 1957, arguably the infamous predator in TCAP history, he is notorious for taking 3 different buses and walking for 5 hours to arrive at the sting house. I bet he stinks. As well as frequently licking his lips and having an adamant dedication to the non-sensual lie he was feeding Chris Hansen. So he grew up having a very tragic childhood. This is something that kind of gets glossed over quite a lot, is that majority of predators have been the victims of sexual assault in their past, normally during childhood, and that's why they've got that tendency towards children. It's not an excuse, it's something that's been proven over time. He was sexually molested and abused by his stepfather when he was a young child, where he was diagnosed with childhood schizophrenia when he was very young. When he was 11 years old, he was molested by a 15-year-old boy. Jesus Christ, can't get a fucking break. When Weary was 14, he was charged with child molestation and contributing to the delinquency of a minor after getting 2 13-year-old girls drunk and having sex with them. He showed how to perform oral sex to a 12-year-old girl while detained with other minors. Jesus. Weary was charged with forced sodomy on a minor and sentenced to 2 years in juvenile detention as a result. He was incarcerated for about a year before being committed to a mental institution. Instead of schizophrenia, his psychiatrist diagnosed him with Asperger's syndrome. Weary was later released from the mental hospital when he was 17. Weary moved in with his male psychiatrist when he was 18, and the two began dating. Jesus Christ. I hope that psychiatrist not only has been barred from the medical industry, but is in prison. He left and started working as a prostitute after being accused of stealing. A little over a year later, he returned to live with the psychiatrist. After failing several classes while studying to become a psychiatrist, Weary started to smoke and distribute crack cocaine. This is a hell of a backstory. When he was about 23, Weary was arrested and charged with felony assault with a deadly weapon in 1981 after shooting a man in the neck. Assault with a deadly weapon? How do you survive that? Unless it was just it got like a little bit and not, the vital part. He was then later charged and convicted of 2 counts of felony rape by force after sexually assaulting the ex-girlfriend of a friend of his. It's scary because when we were taught, when we were kids, careful when, walking home in the dark because you might get sexually assaulted by somebody. And don't get me wrong, obviously that is a scary thing and can happen. But most cases of sexual assault happen by someone you already know. They're very similar in this case, clearly. He served about 2 years in prison and was ordered to register as a sex offender. So that's when he was how old? Like 23? So Weary then began dating another inmate after falling in love with them. That never ends well. Weary started attending church services that were led by a member of the Manson family. The Manson family? Because he wanted to become a minister. Once he was freed from custody, he moved back in with the psychiatrist. He then began training to become a minister. When he was 38 years old, Weary began dating a 25-year-old woman in his Bible study group. After they were married, he began his education to become a medical assistant. In 2000, he was also sent to prison for failing to register as a sex offender. His wife then filed for divorce. Good. He performed sexual favours for other prisoners while he was incarcerated. He served roughly 5 years in prison before being freed in July 2005. So I don't know if they're going to go into the chat, so I'm going to read this. It's only a short thing. So on December 30th, 2005, 48-year-old Weary made contact with a perverted justice decoy posing as a 13-year-old boy named Luke through email.
Despite being a convicted rapist, Here he is tonight at our undercover house after making plans for sex with a decoy posing as a 13-year-old boy.
I will put a screen grab of what the fuck he said in his messages, or at least what To Catch a Predator Wiki says he said in his messages, on screen so you can see what he said to what he thought was a 13-year-old. Ugh.
Online, he told the decoy that he was a promotional photographer, promoting such films as Kindergarten Cop.
He couldn't spell kindergarten. Kinder, like the chocolate.
And some gay porn films. Then he tells the decoy he can help launch the boy's modeling career.
Can't spell model. M-O-D-D-L-E.
But there's a catch. He writes, "How can I promote someone I never had lots of hot sex with?" The decoy agrees to sex in exchange for the career help.
He's not a cat. Why are you... That's weird. The whistle you kind of do for it, like, to get your cat's attention.
Hello? You there? You there?
I can't tell if it's the decoy speaking or the predator.
You out there, man? Hey, come on in.
Oh, yes, I remember now. They only had one decoy, so they had to, and it was a woman, so they had to dress her up like, I don't know, a teenage boy or something. Smooth.
Put you down for a second, alright?
Yeah.
Hey, just got fixed right now. You answer for your...
He, like, immediately went towards the voice, like, climbed over stuff, didn't wait for an invite to follow, just immediately beelined. It's weird. I always find that super creepy. Not that they're not creepy anyway.
You seem to be in a hurry there. Right, have a seat right there, please.
All right.
No, just sit down. Why were you in such a hurry to go over on the other side of the fence?
Oh, nothing. I thought I was looking for somebody.
You thought you were looking for somebody, or you were looking for somebody?
That's all. I'm sorry.
And who were you looking for?
John Pedersen.
John Pedersen.
Yeah.
And why were you looking for John?
Huh? I was going to talk about some business.
And what business was that?
I'm going to try to find a job somewhere, and I heard about John Pedersen. I heard there was a guy named John Pedersen in the area. That's all I know.
So, what, you just went knocking on random houses to try and find this John guy? Sure.
And why did you come to this house looking for John Pedersen?
I had a phone call.
A phone call?
Yeah.
From?
In fact, I don't actually know the guy, besides the fact that his name is... I don't even remember his name. It was about 5 hours ago. I've been walking.
5 hours is a long time. I've said this about other predators where they've spent hours driving. Walking for 5 hours to meet a 13-year-old. Like, when do you internally not recognize, I have a problem, I need to go get help? This is a child I'm talking to. This is a child I'm going to meet up with. I'm sorry that this guy was assaulted and had a terrible childhood and he did not get any breaks. Not only was he assaulted by a stepfather, he was assaulted by a 15-year-old. I don't minimize that in any shape or form, but to become a 48-year-old and see that you are now going to be, if not possibly had already, assaulting a 13-year-old, when do you internally think, that could have been me as a kid? I don't want to do that to another child. I don't want to assault another child, cause childhood trauma that will follow another child the rest of their life into their 50s. Nowhere on that 5-hour walk he considered that.
You received a call from someone who you didn't know, who said, go to a house where you've never been, to see a man you've never met, to get a job. Is that correct?
No, what I said to you is I have a friend.
So you thought you were going to come to a job interview at this home at 11:28 at night?
I was going to leave a note.
You were going to leave him a note. You were following this child directly through the house. You weren't looking to leave any note. Who would believe any of this? I've cut out a lot of this. He's going on about this situation that clearly is fucking like complete and total lie. And it's boring as fuck. If you want to watch it, obviously the video is linked below. But I just want to get into Chris giving him a hard time.
And what's your email address? How about jmichaelwiltsey@yahoo.com?
I think I have used J. Michael Wiltsey, but I used that a long time ago.
How about today?
Today. Oh, so he was having this conversation today when he took multiple buses and walked 5 hours.
How about on the 30th of December? Did you use it?
Oh, no, I was...
How about on the 31st of December?
What a way to start the new year.
When I was married, I used to use that name.
You willing to send me a couple good nudes?
Good nudes, is that what he said? To a 13-year-old.
You are one sexy boy. How tall? Give me dimensions, please. You are a really cute 13-year-old, and I love what I saw.
Wow.
I need to see you in person, talk, and see what you are wanting when you're offline. Also, you talked about peeps porn. By the way, why wouldn't I want to see you and taste your beautiful body?
Ugh! Ugh. Chris, how do you say that without cringing?
Are you a photographer?
I think about a long time ago I did some photography.
You think about it a long time.
Well, I don't consider myself a photographer. I think it's been a long time.
I'm a promotional photographer.
I know some people that knew that of me.
Did you ever do any promotions for Kindergarten Cop, the movie?
I saw the movie.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't think you're as high up to, project someone's career as you thought you were, or said you were.
I have not used J. Michael Wiltsey in a long time as far as, in the internet or addresses. I have the name on my school ID because of the fact, or when I was going to school, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, 6 to 10 years ago, it was 1999. When I left.
6 to 10 years ago when he was going to school. Isn't he 48? So what, he was in school at 38? I'm not saying people don't go to school later in life, but it is rare. And considering I've read his backstory, that wasn't included.
Somebody calls you when? Today, yesterday, the day before?
Oh, I guess it's been about a week.
A week ago.
Yeah.
And says, Michael, I know you're looking for a job.
Actually, we talked about a number of things.
Mm-hmm. And who was the person who called?
Who was the person who called? I had about 3 different phone calls. Michael, I talked to Michael on the bus.
You talked to Michael on the bus. I thought you were Michael. He's schizophrenic, though, to be fair.
You were sending these emails with your...
I haven't used that account since 1999.
Here's the problem. I know you were at a public library using a computer.
You know what I was, or you know that somebody was using that account?
I know you were.
You know, I was. That's good. I do sometimes go and talk to a friend of mine in the public library.
So is he trying to say that his friend has been using his account to speak to someone underage who lived at this house, but he turned up at it? Make it make sense.
You know that
Can I taste your nuts?
Chris! Give us a warning.
You can tell me the truth or you can tell me the story. It's up to you. I can't make you do one thing or the other. Your story doesn't make that much sense. Now, maybe I'm skeptical.
I don't know.
But it doesn't
I don't know
sense.
who you are.
Who the fuck are you? You turned up at a house given to you by some random person on the internet. I don't know who you are. Maybe the owner of the house, maybe a police officer, maybe the person's dad. But you're the one who turned up and knocked on the door. So he gets the right to ask these questions.
I don't even know who you are. I came in here. I was just now told that gate's open. Come on in. Okay.
And who told you that?
A young man.
Oh, so they're young now. Is it still John?
A young man.
Okay.
That knows what?
This guy that runs this construction company over here.
I feel like he can see that he doesn't know where to go with this story because it's almost like his eyes are like searching for an answer from something, like anything to help him make this logically make sense.
What this sounds like, Michael, is that you were coming here to have sex with a 13-year-old boy.
Oh, hell no.
But why would you say these things to somebody you thought was a 13-year-old?
Maybe somebody else that was also on the computer in the library been using my name.
But why have you turned up at the same address that apparently your email address has been conferring with, and that they gave them this address? It makes no sense.
So it's one big mix-up.
I'm telling you what I came in for, and I don't have sex with anybody, not me. And if you were anybody that had access to my record, you look at my record, you figure out that the only time I had any problems with anybody was a young woman.
There's been multiple things in your background that speak about sexual assault, felony rape, part of the Manson family. You didn't register as a sex offender. Like, there's plenty in your past.
Unless you look at my adolescent stuff, and then I was an adolescent.
So you've got a record.
I'm guessing I do.
Guessing. You know you do. You had a record as an adolescent, as you like to say, but you also have a record as an adult.
You're guessing you do.
Yeah, I have a record. You know I have.
You had a problem with a young woman.
A long time ago.
Do you do time for that?
Don't you know?
It's a very arrogant question to ask from someone sitting there knowing that you've been speaking to someone who identified themselves as a 13-year-old.
I'm asking you.
Why are you asking?
I want to know the truth.
Yes, I've done time for that. Straight up, I've done time for that.
Oh, I'm really hating the arrogance of the way that he's answering the questions now.
He was a young woman. Ain't no kids in me. There's nothing in my record to even suggest it. I have walked from Pomona. Let me get my milk on my bag. That's all I'm really doing.
Well, I'd rather you didn't go into that. I mean, I'm almost finished asking questions.
Yeah, I mean, he could have a gun in there.
Well, the reason why I'm so curious about all this is that I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
All that immediate, like, snap up of his head and that side glance of, like, oh shit, what have I got myself in for?
We've been doing a story on computer hackers, adults who go online to try to meet young teens.
I will say he, unlike some of them, hasn't admitted a single thing. I'm surprised he's so infamous to the community. Because to me, because he droned on for so long, he's actually quite forgettable.
Now, if you have anything else you'd like to say for yourself, we'd love to hear. If not, you're obviously legally involved.
I'm not doing anything. Now, if there's not a Scott Patterson.
Did he just say Scott Patterson? Wasn't it like John Peterson?
And who were you looking for?
John Patterson.
To start off with.
He maintained until the very end of the interview that he was just a dusty, determined traveler who came from a long ways away to try to get honest work.
Some of them apologise, some of them say, like, you've got the wrong person, some of them admit, like, once they've seen the chat especially, and they've got this right email address, etc., and especially photos and things like that, they kind of admit, yeah, I know I'm in the wrong, sorry, da-da-da. But this one's interesting in the way that he almost gets, like, aggressive in his answers.
The young man I thought was supposed to be here.
What's that person's name?
Scott was supposed to be here, and he didn't mention his name. I just said, look, it's Scott.
Who's Scott?
The guy I was supposed to meet.
And this guy knows his rights.
I know I may have to speak to you, but I don't have to speak to the media. And I don't have to speak to you without a lawyer.
It's interesting in a way that he's one of the only people that does want to stay quiet, because the amount of them that immediately just fold and speak to police and admit everything to police. I mean, even we've seen ones previously and they've admitted that, oh yeah, they met up with like a 12-year-old before, or a 15-year-old, or whatever it was. No remorse, no almost shame about it.
Many prosecutors around the country, including Riverside County's Michelle Paradise, are not afraid to say out loud that they don't believe most sex predators, especially those addicted to the internet, can ever be reformed.
Charged under California's 3-strike law because of his criminal history. He was sentenced to 75 years to life in prison. In 2009, his sentence was reduced to 50 years to life upon appeal. While in prison, he wrote an autobiography. Okay, so this is how we found out about the whole backstory. Okay, so considering he wrote this himself, this isn't all necessarily true. Like, he could have just made some of this stuff up. In 2006, he was arrested during the Dateline sting. 2007, where he filed petitions regarding his imprisonment and civil rights. In 2016, he filed a new petition to have the court determine if his imprisonment is lawful. Included in his petition was a psychological evaluation of Weary conducted by a psychologist in 2009. The psychologist concluded that Weary was having a psychotic process at the time of the evaluation. The psychologist recommended that Weary was to be reprimanded to a mental hospital for a period of time. Weary remains incarcerated to this day. And that was posted a number of years ago, like 4 years ago. Let me know if you liked this video. If you want me to do some more TCAP, let me know in the comment below. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to give us a like and subscribe if you like it if you did. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye.